Welcome back, everyone, for today's video. Today I'm going to be recapping round 1 of my chess zone tournament, which is called the August Action Championship. Now, in this tournament, there are 4 games, each with a time control of 60 minutes with a 5-second increment. And for my first game, I was paired against Nitya Daram, rated around 15-18. Now, these are the official ratings, so actual ratings, like live ratings, may not match the official ratings, but nonetheless, she's rated around 1500. So without further ado, let's jump straight into the action. So I open the game with e4, and Nitya plays the move c5, going into the Sicilian defense. After knight f3, d6, I play my signature bishop b5 check, initiating what is called the canal attack. And this is my favorite reply to d6. So after bishop d7, I take, queen takes, and the reason why I like this opening is because white gets really quick development, castles really early on, and can start playing for the center with d4. So I played d4 first. Castling, again, is objectively better, but not by much. So after d4, Nitya trades, I take with the knight, and she plays the move knight f6. I defend my pawn with knight to c3, and Nitya plays the move knight to c6. Here I castle, and Nitya plays the move g6, ready to fianchetto the bishop to g7 and castle on the next turn. Here I decide on what to do, maybe play rook e1, take the knight on c6, bishop e3. And after a few minutes of thought, I decided to play the move h3. Perfectly decent move, just stopping any sort of piece from going to g4 like the knight. So she played bishop g7, and I played bishop e3, defending my knight in the center because it was threatened by the discovery with knight takes e4. If I didn't defend the knight, then there would have been a discovered attack on the knight with knight takes e4. So for that reason, I played bishop e3. Nitya castled, and I played f4. And my idea is to start expanding on the king side and gaining space and trying to crack open the king side for potential weaknesses. And this is a common motif in Sicilian positions, especially with like the Grand Prix attack. White plays f4, e4 really early and tries to pressure black. So I played f4 here with 54 minutes on the clock, and she played this mysterious move a6, which apparently is a good move, but I didn't really see any benefit to that move at all. And she was playing relatively quickly, already had a 3 to 4 minute time advantage over me at this position. But anyway, I played the move queen to d2, just connecting rooks, and she played the move rook e8. And although the engine says that it's relatively equal, I like my position here. I thought I was at least better for white, if not significantly better, because I have way more space and my pieces are doing more than hers. So I put my rook to d1. In case she played the move e5, for instance, I would be ready to take, and then I would take on d6. That was why I put the rook there. So she can't really go e5 in this position. Okay, so after rook a to d1, she played another mysterious-looking move, knight to a5, with the idea of going knight to c4, but that is easily stopped by queen e2, somehow deemed an inaccuracy. Yeah, but the knight really isn't doing much there, and knight c4 was easily stopped by queen e2. She played the move b5, and she wasn't addressing the fact that I have the move e5, and after the knight went to h5, I'm just preparing to open files and lines to the enemy king. So she played knight h5 here, threatening to fork me on g3. So I played the move queen f3, defending that, and also preparing to push f5 in the future and open the f-file to attack. So after queen to f3, she mistakenly took on e5, sorry. And I was pretty surprised why she did that, because after I take back, I have a clear entry point to the f-file, and if she plays something passive like rook f8, then after rook f8, the engine just recommends to go like g4, and the knight's trapped. So, yeah, so I just have way more prospects in the position than she does. So yeah, after taking the pawn back, she played bishop takes, and she was clearly upset at herself. I could hear her sighing and shaking her head, like, oh no, what have I done? And anyway, after bishop takes, I obviously take on f7. The king moved to h8. And here I see a tactic to win material. I play the move knight f3. And I basically attack two pieces. I open the attack on the queen with my rook, and I attack the bishop on e5. And the only way to save both pieces is to move queen to c7. But after I take the bishop, I saw this. She can't take back because of the pin on the queen with bishop to d4. So I'm basically just winning a piece here. So after queen c7 and I take, she played the move rook f8, and the eval just went to mate in 12. No, I did not see that. And I can do a lot of things here. I can take the rook and get two rooks versus the queen, and my position is really, I'm just crashing through. I could also just move my queen back to safety and defend the knight. But I actually played this fancy move, bishop to d4, sacking my queen. And the point is that if she takes my queen, I have knight takes, double check on the king. King only has one square to go, and then I have knight h6, and this is checkmate. The rook cuts off the king's escape squares in the f-file, the knight delivers the goods, and the bishop controls the dark squares. So that would have been a very elegant way to finish the game. So she saw that, to her credit, and she played the move knight f6, blocking the diagonal to the king. So now the tactic doesn't work. I have to save my queen. Okay, the engine here recommends to play this combination: knight takes g6, pawn takes, bishop takes. Only move for you is to take, and then to pick up the queen on c7. I didn't play that in the game. I just wanted to play sort of safe moves, not throw. I didn't want to find overly complicated lines. So, let me just move this button. Okay. So after bishop to d4, knight f6, I played queen d5. Oh no, my queen, again. Same problem, if you play knight takes, I have knight f7, king g8, and knight h6. So my queen is not hanging, technically. And so after queen to d5, I'm sort of just rubbing the fact that my queen is immortal. She can't be taken. And after queen d5, she played rook to d8. And I can do a lot of things here. I can play knight f7. I can move my queen away. Here I play a bit of an inaccuracy. I play the move queen f3, and I actually got a little spooked by this because I realized that she had this tactic, rook takes bishop, taking, and then she gets two minor pieces for the rook, but I'm still winning. I'm still up material. I'm up in exchange here. And yeah, I'm still winning, but I let the advantage slip a bit, which was a bit unpleasant. Thankfully, she didn't find this, maybe from stress, but she might have found it otherwise. She played the move king g7, which doesn't really do much. I played the move, oh, sorry. Move this back here. So after, just go back here. Mind you, all right, let me just fast forward here. Yeah, so I played knight g4, just adding an attacker on the knight on f6. She played knight c6. I'm like, hey, let's trade pieces. Why not? So I take. She takes back. I take the rook. The only way to not lose material is to take with the knight, because if queen takes, you hang your knight, and if rook takes, you hang queen f6 check. She takes with the knight. I play queen e3, threatening to infiltrate on h6 with the queen. And she played the move queen to c6. Doesn't not really address my threat, but I instead played the move queen e7. And actually, I thought that I was threatening another tactic. If rook f7, I thought I had this. And after king takes, I have a fork. But yeah, you guys can see the problem with that. I have the knight will take, and I don't have anything at all. So I got a little bit too excited about that tactic. But then I realized if rook f7, I just take the knight on d8. So she played king g8, and that allows me to win the game in two moves. Knight h6 check, king to h8, the rook is undefended, and queen takes f8 checkmate. So this was a relatively easy game. I didn't really get too panicked or stressed. Game was over in around 30 moves. And the fact that I'm making this recap before my next game in an hour shows that I finished pretty quickly. So with that, I will wrap this recap up and say thank you guys for watching. If you like the content like this, please let me know in the comments. And don't forget to smash that subscribe button below, and I will post my recaps for subsequent games as soon as I can. Thank you, and bye!